If you're still using a paper sign-in sheet on your open houses, you're probably throwing away business. But here's the deal, guys. We've all been there. So you host an open house, a few couples walk through, you get 3 barely readable emails and phone numbers on a piece of paper. And then by the time you get around to following up, if you ever even follow up, you realize you got the wrong info or the lead went cold. That's why, guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to build an open house funnel. Yes, a real funnel, guys. So a simple digital system that captures the lead, texts them before they even walk out the front door, and nurtures them until they're ready to buy, all on autopilot. So I'm gonna show you my landing page, the exact line I use to get every buyer to sign in, and the automation running behind the scenes. So let's dive right into it. All right, guys, so here we go. This is gonna be the full funnel. Whether you like it or not, I'm gonna give you everything that I've been doing at open houses. You know, it's worked out for me, so hopefully it'll work for you. So this is my full open house strategy. And the open house, from my point of view, starts on the Tuesday before. So on Tuesday, you book your open house. So I try to book my open houses on Tuesday before the open house. That way it gives time for everything to populate. So the first thing I do is I have the agent, if it's not my open house, I have the agent place the open house on to the MLS so it can populate to Zillow, Redfin, realtor.com, all those different places. And trust me, guys, it matters. I always ask people where they found me or where they found the open house when they walk in, and we'll see that a little later. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to say one of these platforms. Okay. Also, I use this as an opportunity to invite a lender. Why I invite a lender, and we'll kind of go over this a little later. But here's the deal, guys. If it's a hot open house, you're going to get really busy. And if you get really busy, you don't have an opportunity to do the most important thing, and that's build a relationship, because people are just coming and going. If you have another person there, somebody can man the door and you can go out and, you know, network and show, you know, the potential clients that are coming into the house. Okay. So review the sign policy for the city. That's huge for me out here, because some communities only allow a handful of signs, and they will throw your stuff away. So make sure you know the sign policy for the cities that you're in. On Wednesdays, I prep the flyers and the social media posts on, if you're going to promote it on using ads or anything else, you can run your ad from Wednesday to Saturday. Send to the farm area. So if you're going to do a text blast, I'll do that on Wednesday. Then Thursday, if you like, you could door knock the neighbors, inviting them. If I have a hot listing, sometimes I'll do a private event for the neighbors. So I'll do that on Thursday. And then Thursday, I also want to start reviewing my scripts again. Okay. And I'll go through that script a little later. You know, you don't want to sound scripted, but after you practice it enough, it becomes yours. So you don't really sound scripted anymore. On Fridays, I like to bring some blank RPAs. So I'll prep some blank RPAs, put the seller's information and stuff like that on there. Why I do this is it's kind of superstition, guys. So I like to act as if, right? So act as if somebody's going to actually buy the house at the open house. And here's the deal, guys. It's happened before. So I like to do that, you know, or you can bring an iPad. I do both. I'll run the comps. I'll create a packet for the neighbors. So that's more like a listing presentation for the neighbors that come. And then on Saturdays, I like to get out there early and place my signs. So after I leave the gym, I'll go right out there if it's close and put my signs out. I'll bring my music, you know, so bring my, it's right here. So bring my bows, my business cards. This is literally the only time I use business cards, guys. My iPad, because I'll be running my custom app, which I'll show you. This will kick off the funnel. And then I like to bring waters. I don't do candy and all the other stuff, because heaven forbid that stuff gets on the people's furniture. Okay. So let's get into what to say when the people come into the open house. So when they come into the open house, my first question is, what brings you in today, or how did you find us, right? Even though it sounds simple, trust me, they will give you a ton of information. So, right, how did you find us? They're going to tell you right there what platform they used, or if they have a real estate agent, right? Or what brings you in today. They're going to say, oh, I'm just a neighbor, or, oh, you know what? I've been looking in the neighborhood. So they're going to give you a ton of information right then and there. I give them a flyer, but typically, again, they know what they're walking into. So I give them a flyer with 4 pieces of information about the property. But here's the key thing. I give them my favorite feature. And I give them my favorite feature because it opens up like an opportunity for me to talk to them when they come back. And I'll show you kind of what I mean by that. Okay. So 4 pieces of information, 4 bedroom, 3 bath, listed at XY, listed at, 750,000. But here's the deal. My favorite feature of this home, and I know you guys are probably going to love it because you look like a family that entertains, it's going to be the backyard. Okay. And then I hit them with the money line. All right. So here's the money line, guys. Would you like a private tour, or would you just like to look around alone? Guys, I know it doesn't sound like much, but for me, it works every time, because when they say they want the private tour, and this is why you need the lender or somebody else with you, because this gives you an opportunity to go off and really bond with the client and find out more about what they're looking for, how long they've been looking, what they're interested in. And it just gives you the opportunity to form that relationship with them. And every time someone has said, yes, I'd like the private tour, maybe I didn't sell them that house, but I sold them a house. Okay. So that's going to be pivotal for you. But also, if they say they want to just look around, perfect. You've already planted the seed with that favorite feature. Okay. And here's the deal. I used to put everybody into my database, but I don't anymore, guys. So if we vibe at this point, then I'll ask them to sign in to the app, and I'll show you guys the app here shortly. Okay. So let me show you the app right now. Here's the app. So this is actually a website, guys. This is a custom landing page that I had built out. So it's just a picture, my information. And a lot of times I'll put a picture of the home in here. But then they go and fill this form out. And once they fill this form out, I'll show you guys what happened, but it really kicks off the funnel. So it puts them into the funnel. Okay. So let me show you guys. Let's finish with the plan. So that's the open house, right? So now they've come through the beginning. They've gone out. They've seen the home by themselves. Then they come back. So then when they come back, guys, I'm opening with that one line because I left the door open, right? So with the favorite feature. So when they come back, what'd you think about the backyard? Nice, right? And then they're going to agree or disagree. 9 times out of 10, they're going to agree. And then, guys, I flip into my buyer script. Okay. So my buyer script starts with, so what'd you think? How long you been looking for a home, right? They're going to tell you how long they've been looking. Then I'm going to ask them, have you seen any that you like? And then I'm going to ask them, okay, well, have you placed any offers? And essentially what I'm doing there is I'm trying to find out, one, how long they've been looking, how motivated they are, if they have representation, how they're going about looking for homes, right? So that's my next question. What process have you been using to find these homes? Internet, agent, right? They're going to tell you at that point, okay? And then where else are you looking for homes? And then what price range? Okay, so that's the buyer script. So all that's going to be conversational. And then after that, once they tell me the price range, and then I'll go into the finances. Oh, cool. How'd you come up with that price range, right? And then they're going to tell you if that's just where they're comfortable at, if they used a mortgage calculator, right? And then I'll ask them, have you had the opportunity to speak to a mortgage professional? Then they're going to tell you right then and there if they're pre-approved or not. Okay, I'm not going to ask if you're pre-approved. And then, once they tell me that, if they say, no, we haven't taken that step, and I'll say, hey, you know what? I work with a preferred lender that can let you know what your monthly payment and down payment options are. Do you have 5 minutes for a quick call? Hopefully your lender's there with you, but if not, I'll try to get them on with somebody. Okay. And then I'll just give them a hint. Hey, they're just going to ask for general credit history, debt, stuff like that. But pretty simple stuff, but these are all the things that you're going to need if you're going to get, if you're going to buy a home. Okay. And then just confirmation, guys. So I'll just let them know I have everything I need. In the meantime, I'm going to search other properties that may be a fit for them. And typically what I'll do is I'll let them know that I'm wrapping up the open house in an hour or two. And here's the deal. Most of the homes in this area, they may not be open for open houses today, but I can access those. Would you guys be available to go and tour some homes? Okay. So I'm going to try to get that done. So that's that piece, right? But now let's talk about the funnel. So they've filled out the open house form. Okay. So they've filled out the open house form, and that's going to be my trigger to start this. This is called an automation. Okay. So this is going to tag them that they're an open house lead. It's going to send me a text with their information so that I have that at the open house right then and there. And then when they're leaving, I can confirm that information if they're interested. Okay. It's going to put them on what's called my internal pipeline, right? And then it's going to wait 15 minutes. So after they walk out the door, it's going to send them a text. And that text is going to say, hi, first name. Thanks so much for visiting my open house today. What were your thoughts on this home? Let's get the conversation started, okay? So that's going to happen. Then an hour later after that, so they've already gone from the home, right? So then I'm going to send them a message, say, hi, it's Will again, or it's, whoever your name is, it's your name again. Here are my contact details. If you have any questions as you continue to tour the area, would you like a copy of the sales comps and info on our low interest rate and down payment options? So that's another thing, guys. Know what the special rates and all that other stuff is that maybe your lender has, because that's what's called an offer. And if the offer is good enough, if they're really interested, it's going to pique their interest, and that's just going to give another opportunity for you to build a relationship. Okay. So then an hour after that, I'm going to send them an email. Okay. And I'm going to send them an email again, thanking them for stopping by today. And I'm asking, do you prefer to communicate by text, phone, or email? Okay. So I'm trying to figure out what their preferences are. And really, I'm just trying to get a response, because once they respond, it kills this follow-up campaign, because at that point I take over. This person's interested. Okay. I'm also going to drop a voicemail I'm going to do a voicemail drop. So let me see if we can hear what that sounds like.
Hey, it's Will Higgins. Thanks so much for visiting my open house today. It was a pleasure meeting you. I hope that you guys enjoyed the tour. I know you probably have a bunch of other homes to see today, so I just wanted to make sure I was top of mind. If you guys are interested in the property, I'd love to get you more information. If this is not the one for you, we have a full list of properties available in the area. So just want to be of service. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and talk soon.
Boom. So that's going to drop in. So I'm going to leave them a voicemail. So what it looks like is they'll see a missed call from me, but it'll just ring once and then it'll go straight to voicemail. So it'll drop a voicemail, and then it'll wait a day, and then I'm going to call them myself. But this right here, guys, so this is going to happen either the Tuesday or the Wednesday after the open house. And this right here, this has been money. So if you don't do anything else, do this one, guys. This one works out. I get a response from this one like 70 to 80% of the time. Okay. So this text goes out in the middle of the week, and it says, hi, first name. Can I get you a list of open houses for this upcoming weekend? Literally, boom, boom. That's it, guys. And that works literally all the time. So that's the funnel. I put them on a home search as well, but that's the funnel that I'm going to use to turn these open house visitors into future clients.
So that's the full funnel, guys. You just saw my landing page, the script I use at the door, how I capture the lead, how I follow up, and how I turn an open house, real conversation into a lead, guys. Instead of hoping that someone calls me back, I know for a fact that they're getting these emails and they're going to call me back. So this is the same system I use every weekend I do an open house, guys. The same system I use to go from nice to meet you to real buyers in my pipeline. So all of it runs the same way, guys, every time, and that's why it works. And that's why I'm seeing results. So if you want the entire setup for yourself, guys, the landing page, the open house, the sign-in page, the email, the text automations, the buyer scripts, the follow-up system, I've already built the whole thing out inside of Go High Level. So you can build all of this yourself if you like, or if you like, you could start a 30-day free trial with my link. It's gonna be down below in the description, and I'll load everything into your account, guys. You'll get the open house funnels, the follow-up campaigns, the scripts all done for you. So you don't have to write a single email or build anything from scratch, guys. So before your next open house, go ahead and grab the free system, or again, you can watch this video a couple times, build it out, but this is the fastest way to turn walk-ins into real clients. And once you use a funnel like this, guys, you'll never go back to your paper sign-in sheet. So thanks so much for tuning in today, guys. We'll see you on the next video.